What's going on, everybody? This is Rick from Studio Space, and today I'm going to show you the new Blender Exploder Tool 2.19, which has a lot of new features, but today I'm going to show you the new text tool and the user curves that are also new in 2.19. So yeah, let's get started by dragging in a new Exploder tool and making sure it's centered and put in a collection. And to start generating some text, all we need to do is go to the modifier window, pin it, and go to the new generator section. I've made sure that everything is now in a section, although these are empty. These are just dividers that yeah, allow you to easily distinguish all the different effects and what they do. So let's go to generators, and under the text field and in text input, just start typing something. So let's do Exploder tool now supports text, and when I press period or the dot on the numpad, we can zoom in on whatever we selected in the viewport, and we see that the text is now being rendered. Super cool. And we also have a couple of options. Of course, we can increase the size here, the character spacing, and word spacing as well, and the line spacing, but right now we are on a single line, but we can fix that by adjusting the box width and the box height. Although now you see it, the text jumping not from the center but to the right of the world origin. So when we put a very low value here in the box width, it'll keep everything basically centered, and yeah, you can have things move that way, which is very handy. We can also remove some characters, and also, whoops, do that the other way. Also very handy. And there's also a decimal, a numerical value option where you can yeah, basically enter numerical values, which could be handy for countdowns or maybe some weird code that you would want to display. So yeah, lots of options here, and also a few options that could not be ported to this modifier window, sadly enough, but there is a handy way of editing those. I have added a new set of nodes here. Now, with Exploder tool, you don't have to worry about geometry nodes. Basically, everything is yeah, set from this window right here. The whole plugin, as it were, can be yeah, can be managed from this window right here. But we have a couple of options now that could not be ported to this window, sadly. You don't have to do anything with these nodes except to just select one. So this is the text node, and these are the user curves. I will explain that later. So here's the text node, just select it and press tab, and you can yeah, change the font here, should you want to do that. Or maybe yeah, change the overflow of the box, which is how the text is being managed if the box size is smaller than the amount of text in it. And yeah, you can also change the pivot point, that kind of stuff. Pretty simple to change it here. Let me just put that back for now. So yeah, that's the text node, and as usual, as you can expect, you can always manipulate this further with Exploder tool. So we can, maybe let's rotate the text 90 degrees so that's standing this way, and maybe we can do a little extrusion to make it look a bit more interesting. So extrude 1, which extrudes by value of 1, maybe put it down to 0.1 for a nicer effect. And I want a simple bevel-like shape, so let's extrude it again, go to level 2, make that extrusion pretty short as well. And then scale down that face so you get a sort of bevel look to the text, which we can process further, of course. So let me just quickly switch to a Mac app. It's easier to look at for me. So yeah, extrusion, and of course, basically all effects that work on the collections that you put into Explorer Tool also work on the text. So you can extrude it, put a plexus around it, start some polygon effects. In this case, I want to demonstrate the use curve, so I'm going to use a Falloff. We rotated the text, of course, so now the alignment of the XYZ is a bit off. Yeah, we need to put it into the Y value. Put it to 1, and let's select a linear falloff here. So when we select the linear falloff and move it around, the text will go from +1 to 0, and vice versa when we slide it the other way. And yeah, maybe let's add a rotation in there as well. So, oh, not that one, because we need to use the x-axis. And also add a linear falloff to that. So you can see it rotate into place. Pretty cool. Now you might have spotted that the backside is opened on the extrusion. So let's go to extrude and keep original face so we can close that hole right there. That looks a bit better. Now close extrude again, close text for now, and go back to position, rotate scale to manipulate these text instances. So yeah, user curves, pretty cool addition. The curve clamper, which is on multiple falloffs, in this case we're using the linear one, we can of course clamp the influence. This is nothing new in Explorer Tool. This is a great way to make your animations look way more attractive to the eye from a motion design standpoint, because we can, even with a fairly linear curve, or a linear keyframe, we can make things look like they are keyframed in a particular way. And that is due to the curve clamper. So we already had those in previous versions of Explorer Tool, of course. We can also invert it to make things look smoother. But now we have user curves as well. You can make your own. So select user curve 1. By default, it is a linear curve. So nothing exciting is happening right now. But let's select Explorer Tool. The user curves can also be edited in this section. You only need to dive into this blue window right here if you want to edit some Explorer Tool settings. You only need to worry about this. You don't need to connect anything. Just select it, press tab, and you're in it. We use user curve 1. There are 5 of them. And yeah, we selected user curve 1 here. So let's see if we can make something interesting. Just add a point and start dragging it around. And then this curve will be applied to the position of all these instances individually based on the distance to the fall off. So it'll look, each letter gets its own animation path, which can look really cool. And I need to pin the window. I forgot. Pin this so it won't disappear. And let's go back. Press tab. Now we can, start messing around with the user curves and create some cool animations that way, without keyframes, of course. But if you want to keyframe things to perfection, if you're a experienced motion designer, feel free to do it like you want to animate your things here. So those are the user curves. Yeah, you can make your own. There's a place for 5 of them. And if you rather have something that looks nice quickly, just use one of the preset curves that are in here. The bounce one is really nice, so you can make these letters bounce into place. Pretty cool. And yeah, don't forget to slide the mixer every now and then, so you can mix between linear and the clamper. So 0 here means it's back to the linear keyframe or the linear effect, and 1 means that the curve clamper is fully enabled. Cool. So I hope you enjoyed this new version of Explorer Tool. There are way more new functions in this update. A lot of them, I'm going to make more tutorials on them, of course, but I think you'll be happy with this new text generator right here. And yeah, I hope you enjoy it. Keep making videos about this product, and I hope to see you next time. Take care.